Never underestimate the value of all of life's experiences in addressing new challenges or the power of the network that supports you along the way. Andrea Springer is here to tell you how a babysitting gig, a legacy of making stuff, and a variety of seemingly random jobs became a vision for a community gathering space and a Main Street business. Here's Andrea with A Good Yarn, What Connects Us.
Thank you. Many people have asked my husband Steve and I, why would you open a retail establishment when other people are getting ready to retire your age? Well, with any good yarn, there are lots of threads that worked into the wool market and DIY school story. It's only in retrospect that we recognize all the threads that had to come together, all the skills and experiences we needed through random jobs and relationship to help this building at 5th and Main work. When Steve and I met, one of the big points in his favor is that he didn't run when I told him I was a knitter. That's cool. My mom was a knitter. My sisters are too. This was a sign that he was a keeper. And we both come from people who love to make things with their hands. This is a picture of my grandma, Emma Springer. I grew up in rural Illinois. She was a very creative person, and she was probably my biggest creative influence. She painted this mural on the right of all of her grandchildren, and she was my first paid knitting gig. As an 8-year-old, she gave me $2 and bought the yarn to make a pillow for her because she didn't like to knit. And over the course of 40 years, this has been my constant companion. I knit everywhere. It's been creative, it's been challenging, and it's very practical. When in 2004, a friend connected me to yarn on 14th Street, and I got a job trying my wings at teaching, and I continued when yarn was down on Avenue A. This teaching challenged me to keep ahead, keep up with my skills, and it helped support my yarn habit, and it also taught me how to teach others. The time I was consulting, and my consulting practice was not going as well as I hoped, and I was frustrated, so Patsy Terrell took me on a visioning retreat. And this is the vision board that came from that, and out of this vision board grew a business called Knitting Savant. And that business took the form of knitting retreats around the state. We call these full circle retreats, took knitters to small towns and helped them start and finish projects. They went on for about 4 years until I got back into public radio and didn't have time anymore. But through it all, I kept knitting. In 2017, Steve and I started talking about what we wanted our life to look like in 20 years. And Steve said, let's open a yarn shop, and I thought we were crazy. But we started to work our network because we knew that there were things we knew how to do but didn't. And this is the first group of people that we shared that vision with. These are leaders from around the state. They were very encouraging. And on the 1st of December in 2017, we bought this building, which was Johnson Music for 60 years. We developed a business plan that not only used a retail space, but had flexible areas for classes like the one we're in right now, group gatherings, and construction started in December of that year, ended in March of 2020. Wherever possible, we have used fixtures from Johnson Music. Friends came to help us paint. This held sheet music at one point in time, and it now stores yarn. And lots of people. Our network came together not only to help us do the business plan, but also to help us finish the shop. We as Kurt, like to work local. Luminous Neon did our design, did our sign. Our design was done by our neighbor across the street, Michelle McCartney. And we got funding to help finish the front of our building through downtown Hutchinson through the Incentives Without Walls program. One of the things that we found when we were cleaning out the shop was a lot of musical instruments, including 9 accordions. And this is one of the accordions that we have. You'll find our favorite one on display at the shop, as well as trombones, which are an honor to Steve's dad, who was a trombone player in a big band. This is us. Right before we started putting fixtures on the wall. This is the day this really became a reality. We were a little overwhelmed at how we were going to fill all this space, but we had friends helping us along the way, everywhere from picking out colors for the walls to getting us connected to a place that was selling fixtures. And as you can see, we did fill the space and fill it quite well. We have products for knitters, crocheters, spinners, weavers, but most of all, we have got community. And that is probably the most important thing to us, is making sure that there are places that people can gather who don't know each other, but who can get to know each other, obviously before social distancing. One of the things that's unique about knitting is that you work at one stitch at a time, and every stitch needs the stitch around it to help make the cloth. No one stitch can be independent. And we feel that this is a good reflection of community. We all need each other to help make our community whole. And so part of what we do to build community is we offer classes. We get people from about a 50-mile radius. These are folks who are learning how to dye fiber in mason jars. Deb Wagner is a local fiber artist, and she teaches this class from us. These folks came from Wichita to spend the afternoon with us. This is one of our regional instructors, Anna Walker on the right. She's from Topeka, and she's got a student with a finished wet felter project. Again, you don't have to know how to knit or crochet. We can find a class for you. And finally, we have had all kinds of classes, all kinds of opportunities for people of all ages. And last winter, our south space was rented to the Reno County Farmers Market for the winter market on Saturday mornings. We're hoping that we can make that work again, but it was really great to have all kinds of people coming in and supporting local growers here at our shop. We wanted this to be a gathering place. We wanted this to be a place where people not only learned how to do things with their hands, but they made friends. And we hope that we continue to grow that part of our business. These are people that we know that drove in from Dallas to see us. So we're pulling in from a pretty wide place. This is a hard time for a lot of businesses in Hutchinson, but we say we could not have done this business anywhere else but in this community. And as people who are committed to Kansas, we believe in the state motto, ad astra per aspera, to the stars through difficulty. We look at Hutchinson and we are grateful. Thank you.